Tammy Jean.
I'm HDA Pratt.
I'm Lauren.
And we are the Unearthly Gang.
Woo!
What's on the cards for today's episode then, Tammy?
So today we're going to talk about paranormal.
Do you believe?
Don't you believe? Have you ever had any paranormal experiences?
Okay.
How do you feel about psychics? All sorts of stuff like that.
I like it. Okay.
Have you had any experiences?
I haven't. I am one of these people that really wish that I would have a paranormal experience. I'd love a little message, or just to see some kind of spirit, some
like
kind
a
of
feeling. Do you get feelings?
Yeah, some people experience in lots of different ways. I've been to see psychics, I've had my palms read, and I believe and I don't believe.
Okay.
I'm on the fence about it.
Yeah.
But I so want to believe. I want it to happen to me. I want to be able to go
and fully commit to
Yes.
I do believe.
I do
this,
believe.
because
I
you've
just
had
want
an
that one
experience.
little thing that tips me over the edge to be like, no, I fully believe.
See, I'm like that. I'm on the fence about it, but my sort of head says so many people have come out with stories and films have been brought on it that there's got to be some truth to it.
Based on something.
So
yeah,
it's something has got to be true about the whole thing.
So I feel like I'm not sure I want to be obviously haunted. I don't want something. I don't want to be.
Literally a demon.
you don't want to be lying in bed and then bang, bang, bang on your wall.
I don't want a scary little doll that's head turns round. That's not kind of the paranormal that I'm on about. Punch that thing in the face. So bad.
I'll throw out the window.
I wouldn't want
No, that's what they do, and it comes back.
And they come back.
No.
They lock them in a wardrobe.
To be fair, I would never have a doll in my house anyway.
And it
I've
comes
seen
back.
too many films.
But I would like.
And he went, oh, happy birthday, and I went,
Whoop.
straight out the window. I don't care.
No, thank you.
No,
It's
thank
got
you.
to
I reject your
I
gift.
literally reject it. Take it back with you.
It's
Take
got to
your
be one of
clothes.
those dolls that sit perfectly, and is like a ventriloquist.
Oh, so they got like the colour
Like
lines
the
there.
lines.
No,
That
I don't get it.
That
Ugh.
no, that wouldn't be coming to my house.
No.
Nothing like that.
But what's stopping a spirit, say, take over a teddy bear?
It could take over. I don't
But do
know.
you know what I mean? They don't. I know. I guess it's the way we might not be as an interesting film, but they're doing like these dolls. They're creepy. But what about if it's like your cute little cuddly bear that you've had since you were 3, and it's actually your 3-year-old brother that maybe died, and he's come back to see you and like, hug me. You know, ugh, gross! And kick it.
Slightly.
It's like, it's not Ghost, but it's like Toy Story if it came to life.
So if that's
Oh my god! You know in the advert, in the newest one, the advert, and then there's 2 of them sitting on a shelf, and they're talking to Buzz about what
like
they're going to do.
Infinity and your mum.
No, and it says, and they like, oh, we know what we'll do, and then it clicks to the clip, and there's the old lady's walking, and
And then
they
they jump
both
her.
jump on
They
her, and she's
jump
like,
her.
oh my god, ah!
That'd be
Yeah.
me.
That.
That would be me.
What,
Get
jumping?
out! No, it wouldn't be me jumping on a little.
Oh, okay. Now you're the jumping on lady?
I love watching videos of like the paranormal and stuff though. I love it. And I love it when people go like ghost hunting.
Well, see, no,
Yes.
that's the ones I don't like. I don't like when they go ghost hunting because, and I get it has to be in there because it's the episode, but I always feel like it's fake because it's, do you know what I mean?
The way
Like,
it's filmed.
There's
and the
like
way they
3 of
yes.
them and they always go to this place and they always seem to contact them.
Yes.
Like where you said you're waiting for yours to happen.
Yeah.
How come these 3 same people always seem to go to these houses and they always seem to always contact someone? Always.
Oh,
and I get it'd be boring if they didn't, but
Yeah. I don't watch the things like the ghost hunter. You know when they go with their little blibby things.
The
I don't
blibby.
believe in all that.
Libby.
But the blibby thing, you know the blibby things that sort of go, oh, there's obviously a spirit here. Well, it could just be you just pressing the button.
And it could be like somebody
I'm none the wiser.
down the road knocking on.
Yeah.
Let me know if you're there.
Yeah, literally.
Like this is
Cassandra.
why
Yeah.
I'm on the fence. This is why there's so much fakery there as well.
Yeah.
But then some of them, when I went to see a psychic,
Yeah.
a medium, and it was like a big hall full of people, he was giving people information. How do you know that about that person?
Yeah, I get
And he was making people cry. People were leaving in tears.
You pay for that.
Yeah.
And as a
But how would he know the stuff
How
that he
would
knows
you know what
about?
you know?
And I can get that because how do you know?
How do you know? There was a certain one, it was a gentleman sat a few rows behind me, and he said that he could see the spirit of a man, and the man was dressed very dapper in a suit, but then he said it had a certain badge on the suit, and he described this badge to this gentleman, and the man just broke down like that, and it was like a war badge of some kind of medal type thing. I mean, yeah, you could probably guess that at some point as well, but
I see
how are you picking
like,
on that one person and pointing that out?
But in the process of it all, when he's doing it, does he ever get it wrong?
Well, there was one point we thought he'd got it wrong, because there was this lady at the front, and he was talking to her saying, "Have you got a blue car? There's a blue car and it's on fire," and that's what he could see. And she said, "No, it's not me, you've got the wrong person." And during the break, the lady that was sat directly behind that lady said, "My blue car set fire last week." So he was
How do you know that?
one off the person. And he's like, "It's going to be okay," and telling her all of this stuff. And she's like, I mean, yeah, you could know, like, I don't know, you could search it somehow and be like, there was a car on fire.
But the people that are in the hall where you went, do you give information before you go?
No,
do you write a list of your names?
No, you just
That's what
literally
I mean. So
buy your tickets.
You can't tell me that someone, because also does he ask their name before he says anything?
No. Well, sometimes he'll say, I want to speak to an Anne, or I want to speak to a Julie, or sometimes he'll say, like, I mean, if he was going to say in a room, I want to speak to a Tammy, that would probably be me, because I'd be the only Tammy in the room.
I want to talk to an Anne, right?
Yeah.
But there's no way for him to know that anyone, even if someone's in his ear, that there is an Anne in that room.
There's an Anne in that room.
Do you know
or
what
sometimes
I mean?
he'll do it the other way, where he'll say, I've got Derek with me,
See,
and I'm looking for
that's
something.
The one where I don't think there is real, because it's you're asking for you're giving them your fake information to see who then grabs hold. Whereas if you're giving them information like the name, like my mum said, she went to one when she was younger, and my mum, she always gets feelings like she knows when there's something wrong with the family, and she'll get a call when something's happened, and it's all, I think it's massively your instinct as well. It's all kind of like an aspect of that and like a part of that. But when she went with her friend, and the woman, my mum is very much like me. If I ever went to one, I wouldn't give them anything. Like they ask me questions, I'd be like, you tell me that. You tell me, because you're going to know, because that's the whole point. And the woman, she said, I see a woman with ginger hair, long ginger hair, looking down at you. And my mum was like, what load of rubbish? Like, what are you talking about? I don't know anyone that's ginger, I don't know anything like that. She went back home, she called my shadow, my granddad, and said, I got told that it was a woman that was ginger looking down at me, and she didn't notice that because she'd only ever known her. This is an age where she'd only ever known her grandma as white hair. It was her grandma, and she had long, straight ginger hair, and that's where my mum gets a tint of ginger in her hair from her gran. And how would that woman know that? Because my mum is the opposite. She wouldn't give her anything. She asked her a question. My mum was like, "Will you tell me?" She asked her a question. She's like, "Well, I don't know. You have to answer."
That's
but that's the thing.
And that's because you want them to really know if it's real or not.
He could say, like, I'm just using the word name Derek for example. I want a Derek. I've got a Derek, and then somebody could be like, "Oh, that might be me," but then he'll tell them the next piece of information,
which will seal it,
and that will seal the deal. Like, I know where you leave your spare key, and he's not happy with where you leave your spare key.
And that will mean something to her.
That will mean that's something to her, like, move your spare key, or I'm watching over so-and-so, and then the two names together click. And look, it's like, it gives me the chills.
So they say that, well, it's because they read their body language. How can you get that information from someone's body language?
How do you know this bloke's called Derek?
Yeah. But how do you know, her body language is telling me she leaves a key in the wrong place?
Yeah.
But then there are a lot of ones that get it wrong, aren't there?
And that's obviously where you've got the difference between ones that maybe genuinely are and the ones that genuinely
the
aren't.
rip off people.
Yeah.
Because who's the guy that you saw?
His name was Ryan Gooding.
Does he have like YouTube and stuff like that?
I believe he's got like big social media.
It's definitely worth a look. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, have a look and see if he comes to you. Because he sounds like, if anyone, if you're into that.
I think locally to us, I think he is like the one to go and see, definitely. But have you guys had any experiences or any nothing like that? Because
I haven't at all. Nothing.
Zero.
And it would terrify me.
Would it?
I would hate it.
You wouldn't like embrace it. You'd be like, I don't want that to happen. Even if it was a loved one or like somebody.
Daniels actually said that he's sure. I'm sure he said it was his nan. I'm sure he said that when his nan died last year. he was in obviously we were in bed, and then in the middle of the night, I'm sure he got up and he swore he saw his nan standing next to him, and then she just sort of went.
That was like,
because I remember he was like he jumped, and I was like, you're probably what's you're probably a weirdo. Yeah, I remember him saying that actually.
But see, that's where people then would go, well, that's because he was sleeping, so you may have been thinking about it because it's sad.
Yeah.
But
it might have been.
Yeah, but why would your brain show you it in that kind of way where you're awake?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I always think if there's anything out there, if there's anything with the world, there's got to be something, and I kind of hope there is something because it makes you a bit sad and depressed.
I think the reason I haven't had any experiences is because I'm open to it, but I'm also not open to the fact that I don't want to know if there is anything else after death.
Yeah, you don't want
I don't want to know if, you know.
Yeah. No,
I just want to come back as a cat and be done with it. Like,
you want to be reincarnated?
Yeah. That's the word. Reincarnated.
You come back as a fly.
Oh, thanks.
It's a blue
Rock.
bottle. Oh, what am I going to be? Oh, rock.
They say another one that's quite
Never
interesting.
Under the sea as well.
That's it.
Like a
Right at
sea.
the bottom, in the
Like,
dark. Can't even see anything. And you'll have like
Sea.
a fish that has the light at the end of its nose.
Yeah.
You'll just see that come by. Oh, friend! No, he's gone.
Oh. Just rock. Like, oh.
Another one that's really interesting is I love that they say that cats and dogs and babies are more connected to the spiritual world because they don't have anything to stop them.
So we had an experience. My cousin, so he's now 15, 16, but when he was a baby, my dog Barney had died before he was born, or before he knew Barney, like would understand who was. So I think he was 3, and we were in the conservatory, and he ran at the conservatory door and was like, let Barney in, and we all went, what? And my sister doesn't believe in this, and she was in the kitchen, and she came out screaming to my mum because she was putting washing up. She was like, I've just seen Barney. She said all she saw was him walking towards her, and it freaked her out. He's in the middle of the day.
Literally.
Yeah, and he was in the middle of the day, and my sister doesn't believe in any of that. And what are the odds that there's 2 different family members that one wouldn't even know him, would have seen him in that kind of way?
Ooh,
it shows that he was there, and he was in our house, and he was there to say, you know, I'm watching you, and
I'm here still.
Like,
I'm not gone anywhere.
I've actually just thought of something. For me, I remember once when this was about 4 or 5 years ago, my granddad died. I was in my old house, and our kitchen, we had like a big kitchen sink, and then we had like a big massive window right by the sink.
Okay.
Noah, my eldest, he was, how old would he be? Really did he? was probably like 2 and a half.
Right.
Anyway, I remember him toddling into the kitchen. I was doing the washing up, and he goes to me, oh, wave mummy at the window. And I was like, oh, okay. Who am I waving to?
Hello.
And I remember he was like, Grandad Ken. And I was like, what?
Whoa.
Like, hang on a minute. I was like, hang on. Because he was little, so he sort of said like Grandad Ken in his baby way.
Yeah.
But my granddad always wore a shirt and a tie.
Right.
And Noah still remembers him wearing a shirt and a tie, actually, which is quite nice.
Oh, that's sweet.
But yeah, I remember him saying, wave, Grandad Ken. And I was like, no.
Oh,
no.
I see.
I couldn't look.
And
I was
that's
like,
what they say,
I couldn't look. I was like,
babies
no.
and
Babies and animals, they're more sensitive to it.
They're more open to it
more
because they
open
don't
to
close
it,
themselves
yes.
off to it.
They don't know any different type thing. They let it in. That's what I don't know.
Which is why I would love to do like tarot reading. I would love to get tarot reading.
Yes.
Well, I've done angel cards before. Someone's done angel cards to me.
We did angel cards.
And we did angel cards.
angel
And I quite like. They're a lighter version. They don't give you like death.
Isn't that? Yeah, I was going to say, isn't that where they say like?
It's very. I did it with one of my friends, and she was a bit unsure, and we did it. But she'd been asking it a question. She'd said the question, but it was giving it a completely random answer which didn't make sense. And I said to her, I was like, what's the real question? She was like, what do you mean? I was like, what is the question you're really asking? She was like, what is the question in your head that you're actually thinking about, that you're not thinking about this question? What are you really thinking about?
Right.
And it's to do with her job. And I was like, and when she explained the situation, so basically she weren't sure, she was going to be going up to the next level, she wouldn't know if she wanted to do the training yet. Okay. And the answer it was giving her was saying, give yourself like a week to work it out, and then go, if you want to do it, go for it, and really push for it. And if you don't want to do it, that's fine, you can wait. But she it literally made her seal the deal, and she went and she pushed for that job, and she got it because this card was saying about, it was just taking their time to clarify it. But that's the question that she was really asking. The question she thought she was asking, it wasn't answering. Because it doesn't answer a question that you think you want to have the answer to. It's what you actually meant to know.
Yes.
Like, so that's why, you know, when the people do it in films and they go and ask a question and they give them a cryptic answer, like, well, that's a load of rubbish. Because it's not answering the question you have decided you think you want to know. When people go, am I ever going to find someone?
Yeah.
That's not the answer that's really relevant in your life right now. If it maybe might be, but if it's not, you probably have something deeper, something going on that you don't know about, something about work, something about your life.
Yeah.
And that's what it really answers. And it just helps, I think, it's meant to just help you lift a little bit.
I don't want the answers to my questions.
So I've had my palms read. The first time I just did one, the second time I did two.
So does that make a difference then?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But she said, do I want one or two? Second time I said I wanted two. And
does it change? Do your palms change, or does it change?
I'm not sure. It's something to do with your lines, isn't it?
Yeah.
Two as in both of your hands?
Yes, as in she read
both palms.
Both palms instead of one palm.
Right, okay.
So the first time I went, I'm pretty sure I've told you this before, she kept telling me, beware of the number 11, look out for the number 11.
Yeah, I understand.
Like, it's of significance to you type thing. And when I went back to see her the next time, she then told me that the number 11, beware of the number 11. The number 11 is significant to you.
Tammy.
Yes, I know.
Tammy.
I know.
You know her driving test just got cancelled?
Yeah.
It's on the 11th.
It's on the 11th.
It's now on the 11th?
No,
it was on the 11th. It's just been cancelled. Beware of the 11th.
So
it was fate then, maybe.
Maybe. But the number 11 was like of significance to me. She told me things like I wasn't giving her anything. I wasn't giving her any information.
No.
So she just asked me something along the lines of, are you happy the way you are right now? And I'd be like, no or yes type thing. Like, that's all I'd give her.
Yeah.
And then both times she told me how many children I'm going to have.
How many?
And both times
7.
both times she's told me I'm having twins. And both times she told me about the number 11. Other stuff was slightly different, slightly not wrong, but it hasn't happened yet, so I don't know type thing. First time, obviously I was in a little bit of a funny situation.
Yeah.
And she went, without me even saying anything to her, she said, where you are now, you're not going to be much longer. And I don't know if that also gave me the boost to do what I did.
Yeah,
but
gave you the confidence to actually...
Yeah. But I believe it and I don't believe it. I'm very, very on the fence.
And that's where I guess, but they kind of say it's, you know, sometimes it's very accurate, sometimes it's not, but they can't, that's the whole thing about it. And but I mean, it's very much with religion in general, like with God and believing in them, is that some miracles happen, some miracles don't, because it's fate and it's just the way the world is. But if that's true, it's all quite mystical, and it's not going to give you every answer, because sometimes if you know too much of the answer, then what actually is meant to happen won't happen, or what could happen isn't going to happen, because you're going to make yourself want it so bad it's not going to work. It's like, you know, the stars and alignment, it's all kind of based, it's all linked into that. It's all about more spirituality.
And everything like that.
Yeah,
I understand that. The one thing I hate that they say is the path that you choose. I'm like, everyone's on their own path, blah blah blah, all that.
Yeah.
I don't know what's not innuendo, I can't think of the word. But all of that, yes, everybody's going to go on your own path, you're going to go where you want to go. That's not why I'm here to see you right now. That's not what I want you to tell me.
Yeah.
But
and you don't want a basic answer that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. So that's like two different sides of it, really. So one was a reading about myself, and the other's more spiritual, where people come through to you. And I'd love that.
Well, the one where you said about people, they give you readings, one of my friends, she lived in Brighton, and she went to one. And she's really into it now, but it was at a bad time in her life where she was with a guy and he turned out. Basically, the spiritualist said to her that, or the medium, she was like, you're not going to want to hear this, but you are going to, love life is going to crumble, your friends are all going to crumble, you're going to move back home, you're going to lose your job, you're going to get a new job, you're going to find someone that you knew when you were younger, you're going to fall in love, and that's who you're going to be with for a long time. And said all this stuff, and she was like, you're crazy, you're nuts, don't know what you're talking about, like, how dare you say that about my life, how dare you give me this bad thingy, making me feel worse about how I feel already. Stormed out. A few months later, it happened. Basically, her boyfriend was cheating on her and all this bad stuff, all her friends had been in on it, and so she then ended up, and then because of everything that happened, she then quit her job and moved back home. She then bumped into someone she'd known in childhood, and then they were together for like 4 years after that. What are the odds? And she said she then realised after that the woman was just being honest, and she's probably the best person she'd ever gone and seen, because she didn't lie, she didn't make it up, she just said what was true.
So, and I'm also a bit, this is more aimed at you, obviously price wise, so some people, they say you pay more, you get more, and so on and so forth. Like if you pay for an hour's reading, you get an hour's reading. If you pay for, an
hour's reading sounds quite a long time.
It does, but I also feel like if you were to have a 5-minute palm reading, for say, I think I paid £10 for mine, and for it to give you a little bit of information along that way, I think if you have any longer than that, do they then have to make stuff up to fill?
To give you more information, especially because, like you said, where she came out with those certain things that kind of were true. Would it be that some things then do come out more true and some things don't, because they have to feel like they have to make it up? Because obviously, if they go after half an hour, that's it, that's all you're getting, and that's all you've got. Then they're going to lose money, aren't they? Because if this is their livelihood, they then do have to then put the twist on it and make things up.
About that,
put like the fillers in. Do you see what I mean?
So maybe they do. That's why sometimes it's a bit very true and sometimes it's a complete nonsense.
Because maybe they've got something to tell you, but it's necessarily not going to last an hour.
And what about if, say, if you go every few weeks, or you go every week, or you go every few months? What about every few months when you go, if because the thing she gave you last time hasn't happened yet, she might not have anything new for you.
Yes.
So then does she then make something up and contradict what she said, like you said, where some things were contradictive?
Yeah.
And is that because she has to give you something because you're paying for it?
Yeah.
And if you've gone and she's like, thank you for your money, you're exactly the same girlie that I said last time. Thank you, goodbye.
Thank you, bye.
That's not good.
That's the thing. So would you pay £10 to go and have your palm read?
I probably would.
I think I would. I'd probably give it a go.
I would for the experience.
Yeah.
I can go to £10.
Okay.
Probably
we need to go find somebody, because I'd also like to.
Yes, we should definitely do
that.
Like to just
some people like to keep it very private. Of what they said. You know me, guys. I tell you everything. It's like that book that you got, the Zodiac thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the signs.
With the signs and everything it told you about, like, career-wise and stuff like that.
It told me career, it told me love life, it told me, and all of it, actually, it said I would end up with an older person.
Oh, there we go.
It said, what else? It said what kind of personality I am, like quite a creative guy, and that I was either going to come into money or make my own money. Maybe that will happen.
There we go.
Still waiting on that one.
We got time.
But the person that gave you that book said it's very personal and private, and you read it and then went, here, tell me.
Yeah, I literally did. I was like, find out about me. But it's because then when she read it, she also saw that there was truth to it.
You pick up things that you'd probably think, oh yeah, that's me. Yeah. Then I pick up things and be like, look what that says, that's
so
spot on.
Because you obviously view people in a different way that sometimes they view themselves.
Yeah.
So reading stuff like that, you see it. And again, that might be also why palm readers, sometimes they might be completely lying, but they might be finding stuff about you that generally you might not know about yourself or forget about yourself. So even if it doesn't anything to do with what we want it to be, it might give you in a different way, but in a different direction. It's giving you the information.
Yeah.
But what? Unlike the negative view of it, what if you go and they literally look and she's like, oh,
you're not going to make it
like,
till tomorrow.
Do you know what? Tomorrow you're going to get hit by a bus. I'm like, oh,
that's the whole thing. That's what it is, isn't it? It's like,
but you see the episode of Friends with Phoebe, and she goes to one, and she's like, "Oh, my psychic said I was going to die tomorrow." So she goes and tries to do all these amazing things with her life, and then her psychic dies the next day.
Oh yes,
So
yeah,
she
I know what
really
you're
got
talking
herself.
about.
Yeah.
But if you were going to get hit by a bus tomorrow, would you rather not know and just be hit by a bus, or would
I'd
you?
rather not know.
You'd rather not know.
I would just be like bus.
But then, because you know, would you end up dying? Whereas if you hadn't known, would you maybe have
I'll
not?
be like a Final Destination moment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Like
Avoid it.
steering away from
Yeah.
death, and then you get hit by a pike.
Yeah. So just because you didn't get
The
hit by the
fish.
bus, you might get hit by a car, or you might get pushed over off a bridge or something by accident. Like, watch, there's a bus!
Oh,
And then you get flying off a bridge.
hey Lauren, look.
So no other paranormal experiences that you can think of in your families or anything like that?
You?
No, I can't think. I used to have a friend that I went to school with, and
Mm.
she was very, very into it. We went into the woods in the middle of the night hunting for ghosts and all kind of like
You've
at
had
this old graveyard, and we were doing the whole, is anyone there? Give us a sign. Like we were
Right.
probably, you know, the craft.
Yes.
We were those girls,
Yes.
right? We were into that kind of thing. I still am a little
But
bit. I
do you know what?
absolutely
I
love
think
it.
that's probably a big thing that kind of moulded why I have certain views, because I kind of want that kind of thing,
Yes.
the good witch side obviously, but to be a bit more real and
Yeah.
like the healing power of it all and stuff. And they do say, you know, like if you have healing thoughts, it can help with your healing
Right.
if you're ill. That obviously doesn't heal you, but there's certain things that it can help with.
And the crystals and like I
Yeah,
say,
and
all
I think
things like that.
In a way, it's a shame that, I mean, I love magic and that's who I am about, but
Yeah.
if there was a touch of it in the world, I think it would be so much better.
Yes. But yeah, we went and had a look and we didn't find anything. But she does things like goes to haunted pubs or places where they're
I'd
known
love to do
be.
that. Go on like a haunted tour.
Yes, this is why I would
I
like
would
to go
love-
to New Orleans. They do a very big yearly thing where it's a big ghost hunt or
Okay.
destinations where you
Right.
jump on and off buses and go to the most haunted places in New
I
Orleans.
would do that. I would
And
100%
I'd love
do that.
something like that.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
or to go to an abandoned prison.
Yes.
Or an insane
I want to go.
asylum.
I want to go to Azkaban. Not Azkaban.
That's not the real one.
It's not real, darling. It's
That's not the real one. Even she knew
Oh
that.
god, where is it? I want to go to
Alcatraz.
Alcatraz. That's it. I'd love to go to Alcatraz.
Now I said it, I'm like, is that the real one?
No, it is.
It's the real one.
Yeah, I'd love to go there.
I just would really, really love to experience the paranormal feeling. I don't know if I'd like it.
That's it. You might do it, and then
Yeah.
what about after that moment,
Yeah.
and you don't like
And I
it?
don't like it.
You've unlocked it,
Yeah.
and that's it for the rest of your life. You just
I
go,
like
you're
it.
like, oh, leave me alone, Jason.
But
Jason!
That's what one of the ghosts is called.
Jason.
Yeah,
Jason.
I have a ghost. It's called Jason.
Freddy versus
Jason.
Jason.
God.
Freddy,
No, thank
Jason,
you.
no.
But then what? So I can just picture. Oh, this is me being skeptical.
Mm.
So we go to one of these abandoned prison tour places, and it's pitch black, and you've just got people looking for ghosts. Surely your imagination is going to go wild with that.
But that's what they say. You
And
know
if
that-
there's a gust of wind,
but they
you're
say,
like,
you know, when you're walking down the street at night on your own.
Have we just named our ghost Jason?
Jason.
Okay, right.
Yeah, Jason the ghost.
Jason the ghost.
Yeah.
Or Derek.
Oh, Derek.
But when you're walking down,
Obviously.
you walk down the street at night, late at night, and it's dark, and they say, like, so there is no noise, there's nothing behind you, but you start hearing things because you're in your head, you think that's there. Or you just, basically, because you go into what they call primal instinct,
Mm-hmm.
like if you're hunting, so you're hearing any noise. So any noise that is made, because there's nothing else going on around you, you can pick
You'll
up
be
that
able to
noise
pick
over
it
there
up.
that you normally
Yeah.
wouldn't pick up. So then you're like, oh, there's someone there, when there's not. So does it do the exact same thing when you're hunting for ghosts? Because you'll want to find that, you all have to be quiet, it's like a scary place you're in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like if there's a serial killer in
Yeah.
there, it'd be the same kind of feeling, maybe, but like in like a horror film, it's like the same kind of feeling when you're watching a horror film, you're watching it, you're like, oh my god, there's going to be someone behind that, there's going to be someone
Yeah.
behind that. So is it the same but with ghosts?
That's true.
Did you see the video that was on Twitter and Instagram last week of a man? They've moved into a very old Victorian house, which is quite typical for these things to happen.
Yeah.
And they had a big basement on the bottom floor, and it was just him and his daughter was upstairs, upstairs, and he was in the middle floor, and he could hear somebody playing the drums in the basement. And he could hear it, and he was like trying to catch it on camera, but he couldn't. He could hear the noises and hear shuffling about from the basement, and he's like, I think somebody's in my basement, guys, blah blah blah.
That's so creepy in general. If someone is in your basement, let alone as a ghost, there's someone in your basement.
So he opens the basement door, and he walks down, I think, 2 steps, and all of a sudden you see this black figure move, so the steps curve round. So you see this black figure just like peep his head round and gone, but instead of running away,
he doesn't go down it. Has he not seen a horror film?
He runs to this black.
He did.
I don't know what it was. What obviously looked like a head that popped around the corner.
Oh, it's honestly creepy.
And he went down there, and as he was filming around the basement, there was no one there. There's not even a set of drums or whatever he said was down there.
But do you see that figure on the camera?
But you see the figure pop up on the camera.
You're going to have to show us.
Yeah, you see literally it jumps out and then jumps back in. And then as he runs towards it instead of away from it.
That's some guts.
Literally.
Yeah. I don't think I'd be running towards it.
No, like I said,
I want it to happen, but I don't want it to be
But I don't think I'd want it to happen like that. Because what is that? Say if that's real, how do you know that isn't an evil or an angry thing? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but most demons don't play the drums, do they?
You don't know that? Do you know a real demon?
I think they play the guitar.
What about they're a band?
Oh,
the guitar is
little country band.
Yeah, but the guitar hasn't started
There's
yet.
a
The drums are
demon
setting
band.
up.
Actually, usually films based on like the piano, don't they?
Because it's
that
like
horrible high-pitched piano voice.
Well, it's like
noise.
Women in Black. That's obviously the kind of thing, isn't it?
Film. It's scary.
No. Do you know what you need to watch? Oh, what is the film? I will find it and I'll bring it up and it'll go bing. It's got Helen Mirren, right? It's called Where. I will find it. I can't remember the name, but that is creepy. So basically, it's true. It's based on a true story. I think she's in San Francisco or something like that. She had a lot of money from where her families had died or her husband had died. They had a lot of money, basically. So she'd been building these houses, this house, and in the house she adds a room, and she would just continuously add these rooms, and then these rooms get boarded up. And then she adds another room and they get boarded up. And like she had these steps and the steps got boarded up halfway through and all this kind of stuff. Is it based on a true story? Yes.
Because I think I know what you're talking about.
And there's a woman, she's like got...
Really old, like Victorian era, wasn't it? Yeah.
It's
like mega
very
rich
good.
lady, wasn't she?
Very rich.
And she had like slaves in her house to do it all.
Yes. In the film they don't do that. They put like worker men. But I think she probably...
I'm sure I know what you mean.
You don't know what that one's called? Because that sounds quite good.
Oh, no, I'll bring it up.
Okay.
I'll show it, but it's very...
I didn't realise they'd made a film on that though.
Yeah,
because I've definitely know
that's
what
like
you're talking about.
kind of up your street.
That is.
That's kind of up your
sort
street.
of like, I like that.
Yeah.
Like a thriller sort of thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I like a thriller.
Okay. So, any paranormal ghosts that want to come and see me, please do.
But not me, please. Not me. Gonna hurt.
If you have experienced anything like that, anything paranormal, anything creepy, or even anything nice, like if you've had a nice experience when you've gone to a palm reader, or anything true that's happened to you, comment below. We'd love to hear your versions and stories.
I'd like to know.
We definitely like that. And thank you for watching. So don't forget to click that subscribe button. Don't forget to toggle the little bell and click the like button. We want to make it to 9 likes this video, I think. We're going to go crazy. Nut jobs we are.
Insane.
So ambitious.
And yeah, don't forget to share us with the world, share us with your friends, and if they like paranormal, definitely show them this video. And thank you very much, guys. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.